All right, welcome, Barbara from Loadas, back again
It's a
on
pleasure.
the House of Flow podcast. How you doing today?
Great.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
Let's have a conversation.
Mhm.
Do you have anything you want to talk about today?
It would be good to talk about this abundance and lack
Okay.
poverty thing that you mentioned.
Okay. Yeah. So,
Uh,
w- um, so I was just thinking about
mm,
this topic of lack versus abundance because it seems to be one of the, if not the primary problems of humans,
mhm.
that they don't feel like they're enough or that they have enough or both. And so I was just, I was listening to some video or watching a video or something the other day, and it was talking about this idea. And I know that a lot of people followed The Secret when it came out. Do you remember The Secret?
No.
It was a book about it was basically the secret to life, to getting what you want, basically, in life.
Manifesting and
Yeah,
stuff. Mm,
that kind of stuff.
mm.
And there's like a whole movement of these sort of manifestation gurus that talk about how to get what you want. And, they're all over the place. And there are a lot of people, it seems, trying to get via these techniques of manifestation things that they think they want in life.
Mm.
And so I wanted to break that down because I think that it's at the core of that phenomenon is a fundamental error that is uh, that a lot of people don't know about, which is
Right.
very, very basic and very simple.
Okay.
But I think that most people miss it, especially when they're going to these manifestation gurus, trying to learn ways to better their life and to get what they want or what they think they want in life.
Mhm.
And I was also thinking about this, like in terms of my own life. Like I want to have certain things. There are things that I want to have, like
Sure.
and
Because you're a human.
because I'm a human. Yeah,
And that's okay
yeah,
to want things. I think so.
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely okay,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
The problem comes in when there's grasping and attachment to outcome.
Mm-hmm.
So if I don't get what I want and then I throw a temper tantrum, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Or if I feel uneasy because I didn't get what I wanted, or if I feel like if there's some kind of lack, like I feel not good enough because I didn't achieve a goal, or I didn't find a relationship, or whatever it is that I wanted that I didn't get.
Mm-hmm.
What if I didn't get those things, or whatever it is that I wanted?
You mean going down or being upset or being frustrated or all that? It's in your perspective wrong
Um,
or not really helping the cause at all or making it worse.
well, that feeling of sort of psychological emptiness,
Mm.
or not feeling worthy, or fundamentally flawed,
Mm-hmm.
or the idea of original sin, like I'm a sinner and I don't deserve these
Yeah,
whatever it is that I want.
very human.
Not feeling deserving.
Yeah,
That
mainly that, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. That's the core of the issue.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Not talking about like getting things or getting what you want, but just that is the core issue.
Mm-hmm.
Is not feeling whole, and that's so to me. My understanding of it is that's why people want things, They want relationships. They want quote unquote love in their life, or they want to have a nice home, or they want to have a car, or they want to, they want to have a good career or achieve some great thing. They want to be known. They want to be acclaimed for something.
I still think it's funny that you put a car and a house and things as the same level as a relationship,
Why not?
because I think it's different.
Maybe for you, but
Okay.
what if someone? What
That's what
about
I'm
just
saying.
someone who values a car more than a relationship
Well, there
or a
are people
house?
like that,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is wanting things. And to me, just putting it, wanting a relationship or intimacy or a loving relationship with someone, it's not on the same level as wanting a car or all
right.
those things
For
that you
you, you mean?
mentioned. Yeah, for me, obviously.
Yeah, why not?
Because I think we can come to a point where we feel so self-sufficient that we don't need anyone else in our lives. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think that it's not a bad thing to want to be in a relationship and grow with this person and have a mirror with you all the time.
Uh-huh.
And especially if this person is, someone that is in tune with who you are and who they are, and they can maintain a relationship where both are growing. I think this is beautiful and it's good.
Absolutely, 100%.
So it's
Totally.
not the same thing as wanting a car,
Why not?
because a car doesn't make you grow. A relationship can.
How do you know that a car can't make you grow?
Why would a car make you grow? Why would you?
Well, I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
My motorcycle, it's not a car, but it's a motorcycle.
Uh-huh.
Similar
Yeah.
enough. Okay.
Yeah.
It has problems, like a human, it has problems.
Mm-hmm.
It stalls a lot. And it's problematic if you want to ride without stalling, which
Yeah.
I do. I want to ride it without it stalling.
Yeah.
And so I have to confront my own desire to have it run without stalling
Mm-hmm.
and possibly confront my own, um, what do you call it? Dissatisfaction with the motorcycle. So
But a
I'm learning.
motorcycle can take you from A to B. Okay? It cannot give you more than that. It cannot be
Yes,
more
it
than
can.
that.
And I'll tell you why.
No, you're doing the rest. If you're enjoying the trip in the motorbike and you're enjoying the view, you're doing that. It's not the motorbike.
How is that different from a relationship?
There is an interaction. There is an interaction of energy of two people
Uh-huh.
um, there for each other. I think it's very different.
Yeah.
But
Perhaps,
maybe I'm just a romantic.
perhaps
Okay.
you're right.
Right.
Perhaps you're right. But not for me.
Okay.
I don't see them as because every time, whenever I'm learning something. I could be learning from another person, but it's my projection of that person. It's all me anyway. You know what I mean? So
Oh.
there is an interaction there, but there's also interaction between myself and animals, myself and plants, myself and inanimate objects. There's an interaction there.
Okay. Yeah.
And to me, they're not really that different. It seems different because the other person is a human like I am. And it seems to be that there's someone out there interacting with me. However, what if it's just my projection that I'm reacting to when I'm in a relationship with someone, you know? What if it's
Mhm.
all my stuff and that I'm growing because they're a reflection of me, just like any inanimate object would be.
I
Though
think there is a lot of that, obviously, of our projection in the
uh-huh.
other, and what is going on is our projection. But I think there's some level of what do you call when two parts add to each other and it creates something new? I forgot the word now. I think that effect happens between
Mhm.
two beings. Yeah.
Right.
So
Why
you,
is that?
Why is that what?
How is that? How does that work? And why does that work? How
What?
does that help us grow?
How does that help us grow?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And how does it work when two parts interact like that?
I think it's a very human thing, and or animal or whatever, to have a partnership, to feel supported, to
Mm-hmm.
feel the warmth of someone,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's not every day, like once in a while. I think this is important, and I think it's someone that confronts your your perspectives and gives you feedback about it.
Mm-hmm.
A friendship.
Right.
So
Uh-huh.
it's almost it also comes to what it is, a friendship.
Right. Right.
And I think we do learn from being with others. We do
Mm-hmm.
learn from spending time with others, and and what I am and what I manifest has an impact on the other. And if I'm with the other, I can see that. It might take time or not, but I can see that. So it also helps me grow.
Right.
I
Right.
can see that I have an impact on the other person,
Mm-hmm.
or and that person is giving me feedback about this, and
Right.
vice versa.
Right.
And when I'm doing this to the other person, I'm also learning.
Yeah.
And I think we grow because of that.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. However, I would say that the same applies to any um, animal or plant or object in in our experience.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah.
Maybe not.
So
Maybe it's
you would
not as
just
fun.
so you would never consider any more an intimate relationship with anyone
I
because
didn't
you're
say
so.
that.
No, I'm asking. I'm
No, no, I
asking.
didn't say
Uh-huh.
that. No, of course I would. Yeah, I definitely would. But I guess the topic was
Uh-huh. Yeah, we can out of the
wanting,
topic.
and you were saying it's different with a relationship is not on the same level as
Yeah, exactly.
object.
Sorry, I did that. Yeah.
That's all right. No,
Yeah.
that's all right. It's a good point. It's a good
Mhm.
point. Um, so
So yeah, abundance
anyway,
and
there's
lack.
this.
So
So there's
wanting
this
things.
wanting
Yeah.
things, right? So why do we want things in our
Mhm.
life? Well, whatever it is, relationship or car or whatever, anything, job, fame, fortune. Um, we all have this. It's not uh, um, prosperity isn't just about having a lot of money. It could be anything. It's whatever you value, right?
Exactly. Mhm.
So um, for me, prosperity is how easy was my day. How easy is it for me just to be and do what I want to do? You
And
know,
having your time and having your
having
space
my
and
time
having
and having
your
my space.
peace.
That's
Yeah.
prosperity.
Yeah,
That has
definitely.
nothing to do
I
with how
agree.
much money is in the bank,
I
for me.
agree. Hmm.
But why do I want those things? Why do I have a desire for those things? And so there's that. And then there's what happens if I don't get those things? What happens if I don't have any space or time in my day to do what I want to do? Um, and so I'm talking about this general sort of movement towards manifesting what you want in life, right?
Hmm.
And this idea of lack or inherent lack, or I need to change myself to be able to get what I want. And so in order to have abundance, right?
Hmm.
And so this is the fundamental flaw that I'm talking about. We think we need to change our behavior or our thinking in order to get the things that we want. And that's fundamentally backwards. It doesn't work that way.
So how does
According
it work?
well, according if you're taking it from like a non-duality perspective,
Mm.
um, the problem is not getting what you want. The problem is who is the one that wants and why do they want? That's the fundamental question.
So how do
So
you differentiate this? Is it sometimes the ego that wants?
It's always the ego that wants. It's the identification with the body mind
Mhm.
that creates this want, because
But
the,
everything is awareness.
yes, everything is awareness. But when we identify as a body mind, then we feel separate. And so we don't feel whole. We feel incomplete.
Mhm.
And because we're in a body and we think everything is separate from us and there's physicality, we try to grasp onto other things and other people, in order to fill that hole that we think exists. Um,
Probably that's the
but doesn't exist because
okay.
it's an illusion. The
Mhm.
separateness is illusory, and so we define ourselves as a body mind, and therefore we need things to support the body mind. But the body mind is this very limited, changing, and vulnerable thing. It's constantly changing, and it's constantly vulnerable to other forces outside it, right?
Mhm.
And so if we identify with this body mind that is vulnerable, we're going to not have a very good time of it. We're going to suffer because we're identified with this tiny little thing that is, can die at any moment.
Yeah.
When we step back and let go of this body identification, then we can still experience the phenomenal world as it is without clinging to it and
But we
clinging
still
to other
want
things.
things. We just don't cling to them.
You can want things. Yeah, you can still have a desire, but you're not identified with the
Yeah.
desire.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Hmm.
So there's a, um, you could still eat chocolate and ice cream,
Hmm.
but you d- if you don't get it, you're not going to be upset because it's just whatever.
Yeah.
It's just a preference,
Yeah.
really. And
Hmm.
you're not going to, even if you don't get, on the very extreme point of view, if you don't get food and water or shelter, um, that's okay too, because you're not the body. So it's just like that's a very, very high level or extreme
Hmm.
version of it,
Hmm.
that you're not going to suffer because you're not the body. The body is just a passing phenomenon, and you are like the ocean, and whatever is occurring is just like a wave. But you're the entire ocean, or you're the sky, and there's a cloud in the sky floating by, or there's a storm coming, or there's a bird or
Hmm.
something going through the sky. You're always the sky, and it doesn't matter what happens within that sky or awareness. You're not attached to whatever's happening. You're just watching it happen. You're the space in which everything
Hmm.
appears. So,
So it doesn't even make sense to get out of the situation that is bringing the suffering because you're not suffering.
right. However, there's an impetus with the body mind
Mm.
to survive, and
Mm.
it will try to get out of the situation.
Mhm.
So, but if you're not identified with it, then it's not really suffering. It's
Yeah,
just
but why would
what's
you get
happening.
out? Why would you decide to get out of the situation if you're not suffering? Because
It's
isn't it
not
isn't it
you.
suffering that is that it you know in a good or bad way, whatever, not in a good way, but that pushes you to come out of a situation?
Yeah, it depends on what you call you,
Mhm.
you know. What are you? Who are you? You know. Are you the one that's the victim of the situation or the circumstance? Or are you something else? You know?
But as something else, would I still decide eventually to get out of the situation?
Well, first
Or
of
I
all,
just experience that because
you
it's
wouldn't be
part
in
of
a
the experience?
situation. It would just be something that's
It would
happening.
just be something. Okay,
It would
exactly.
just
So
be,
no suffering. So no getting out of the situation. Just observing
yeah,
the
it's
whole
just
thing.
what's
Okay,
happening.
that's what I wanted to
Yeah.
clarify.
You're not in a
Mhm.
situation, like you're not inside of a world
Yeah, you're just
that,
observing.
yeah, you're
Mhm.
just, the world is just happening. Things are
Mhm.
just appearing. You're experiencing one small part of the whole because you can't experience all of it, at least not
Mhm.
at this time. Um, and that one thing is changing constantly. This tiny snippet of your experience is constantly in change.
Mhm.
So once we realize that we're not that, and we're not the thing that's changing constantly, and we can just step back, and we could still, there's still a body mind working. It's still going and has a trajectory, but we're not defined by that.
Mhm.
We're not
Yeah.
identified with it. So therefore, it just happens. It just goes on and does what it does, like any other object
Mhm.
to us. So this is the idea behind, um, all of these people that are seeking, like trying to figure out how to manifest what they want. Um, a lot of them haven't asked the fundamental question: Who am I, and why am I seeking things outside of myself? Right? Um, and so I asked myself this question: Who
Mhm.
am I, and why do I want a new motorcycle? you know, like, why do I need
Even
that?
I wanted to have
And
a new
why is
motorcycle.
there frustration there when the motorcycle stops running, like when
Mhm.
I'm going and it stalls? Like, why is there a frustration there? And who is being frustrated? Who is that? And so if I ask that question, then it automatically just takes me back to, oh, I'm actually not some man riding a motorcycle. This is all just happening. It's all just playing out. And I am fundamentally the essence of all of it, which is awareness, you know? And therefore I don't have to define myself as a human riding a motorcycle who wants it to be a certain way. So then it can just, then if I don't get a new motorcycle, I'll be perfectly happy anyway. And I might just laugh at myself for thinking I needed a new motorcycle because it was stalling. And why can't I just, whatever. Why can't this person just enjoy what he has, you know?
Mhm.
And maybe it doesn't matter if I get one or I don't get one because I'm not identified with the that one who wants to have better things or improve himself in some way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask because we're talking about things, yeah, and it's
Yeah.
easy to put things in a level of not so important to the
Yeah.
higher self. But what if we, in our human experience, realize that we are, for example, not being appreciative enough of what we have, of what we are, and we need to get into a state of more gratitude towards being alive, towards your body, towards
Hmm.
yourself, and you in a meditative state, you focus on manifesting this. Is this wrong? Is this something that you see on the same level as asking for a new or wanting a new motorbike?
Well, in a way, yes, it's on the same level because
Mhm.
you wanting to change something about yourself that you think you need to change, from the perspective of the personality. But if you're not the personality, does the you know
You
do you,
already feel grateful and you already feel
yeah,
fine.
it doesn't matter if you have a moment of ingratitude
Yeah, it's just
towards
surface level.
yourself or something
Mhm.
else. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
all just fine. So the fundamental thing that people are looking for is not out there. That's the point. It's not something that it's not something we can change within ourselves, within the personality. I mean, the little self. It's not about changing to get what we want. It's about uncovering
How we are. Yeah.
who we are, and that solves everything.
Yeah, but
What instantly, it instantly solves every single problem.
it's not that simple. You know
It's
that.
is that simple. But the reason it's not that simple is because when you look at it from a human perspective, we have all these beliefs that we're trying to navigate, and all of these ideas about reality and how the mind works and everything that we're trying to navigate to get to the answer, to get to the truth. When we let go of those beliefs and all those ideas, it's very, very simple. It's fundamentally very pure and simple and easy because there are no ideas to sift through anymore. It's all just what is now. It's all awareness is the most simple thing that you can imagine, and it's so simple that you can't even imagine it. That's how simple it is because the mind wants complexity. The mind thrives on complexity
I don't
and
doubt it's simple. It's just not easy to attain
not easy
or to
for the
realize or to
personality.
fully embody it and realize it, you know?
Right.
It's not
It's not easy for whom, though?
for anyone. It
But
can
for
happen
whom?
to a person like this, but that's rare. Normally, it entails work and
Yeah.
meditation and all that. It's
No,
still work. It's still goals.
you're
It's
right.
still.
You're right. It is. It is until it isn't. It's still it's a goal until it isn't, until you realize there is no goal. But yeah, at the beginning, it can be a lot of work and just trying and striving.
Yeah.
And maybe that's how it has to be at the
Yeah,
beginning.
and that's what I think. Sometimes it just you need to do that. You need to
Uh-huh.
experience that to come to the other
Right.
point.
Yeah, maybe you're absolutely right. Maybe we need to go through all of the hemming and hawing about how reality works and who am I and all that. But
And that perspective can also be, sorry, in a bit of a coming from a privileged place.
what do you mean?
The perspective of how easy and how simple it is, because it also depends on what you and how was your upbringing. What, if, for example, with poverty, we were talking about it one time. There is a huge system and impact on people that live and that grow in a very poor environment in many ways. It doesn't mean it's all of it. It doesn't mean it's a universal truth. It doesn't mean there are no exceptions. It means that there is a pattern, and this pattern makes it really hard for a person to grow, feeling or thinking that they are enough, because the whole society or the whole is showing them they are not. They were not. They continue not being. This happens. This is a reality, and there's people with families that grew up with families that made them feel always not enough, and they grew up like that since they are children, and that affects people. So it's not so simple to say it like that. That's what I want to say. It's not so simple. I mean, it can be simple as that, but it's not easy to get to that point, especially if we live in a society, in a system, in a culture, in all these impositions that we have around us, that it is our responsibility and our work to get rid of them. Obviously, it's part of what probably we are doing here. I don't doubt that. But still, it's not easy. And to put it in a way that it's easy, it's not, to me, is not fair. I think it goes a lot to these other perspectives of meritocracy and all that, which I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair for a lot of people. And if someone grows up thinking that they would like to have the same of other people. Yes, we can say it's not a great desire to have. There's other bigger things in your life than that. But for that person, it might be really important. That it might be the way that this person needs to grow, is to overcome this situation and show himself or herself that she can manage that. So if this person will one day focus on trying to manifest abundance in their lives, someone that came from a poverty situation, for example, I think it's totally fine, acceptable, and good for this person, because she's trying to change whatever is the situation she's in. She is aware that she wants more. And for a lot of people, this is really big and really amazing. And I think it's also part of that path. And if there is a way to manifest these things, which I'm not so sure, but people say there is, by concentrating or whatever, yeah, why not? Just take it, use it, and experience something else and see how powerful you are. Some people just need that. I don't know. I'm putting a lot of stuff here, so I just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree with you. However, most of us haven't heard this before, that salvation is simple and easy. Most of us haven't heard that. Why? Is it because it's not? Or is it because we are conditioned to believe that we have to struggle in order to get to liberation, in order to free ourselves?
Yeah,
We are
there is
conditioned
that. Yeah.
to think that way, full
Definitely.
on.
Yes.
So what if we hear something? What if we hear someone who says, actually, you don't have to do that? And if we believed it, if we believed them, how would that change? How would that change our ability to grow or to let go of things that aren't serving us, or to see ourselves from a whole new perspective? Perhaps we just need to hear that it's easy and it's simple,
Yeah.
and that can shift things for us very rapidly.
Agree.
And this is what happened with me, because I went through a very long training in Tibetan Buddhism that involved all kinds of intellectual musings, and so a lot of intellectual learning involved in this. And it was great to learn this stuff, but it didn't set me free. And then once I started hearing about a certain practice, very, very simple practice, and I started more and more like, oh, this is interesting, because I thought I had to learn this and this and this and this to get to this, and I had to be a good person, and I had to take vows, and I had to devote my life to this, and I had to stop doing this and stop doing that,
Sacrifice.
and and then someone comes along and says, no, actually, you don't have to do any of that. you just have to you just have to go within and rest and see what you are. And I was like, oh my God, blew my mind. And then suddenly, boom, it's like, oh, I'm having realizations. Like I'm actually getting somewhere with this. I'm actually waking up because I took their word for it, and it's working. And that really happened for me, which is why I continue to this day to tell people that you don't have to go through all this confusion and struggle with trying to learn how to think and how to navigate the spiritual life. You don't have to do any of that. It's not, and it's not difficult, and it's not complex. It's just, it takes courage, and it takes a willingness to leap, to go where you haven't gone before. And when I took that leap, it was like, oh, okay, now I get it. I totally get it. And it is simple and it is easy. And if I just keep doing it over and over again, gradually it gets deeper and deeper and more profound and more freeing and more like life should be and how it really is, you know, and more happy and yeah, just everything, and then everything else gets easier in life. So the 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 method, if there is one, which there it isn't really a method, it's just being what you are, but it could be called a method.
Mhm.
Not only is that simple, but then everything else in my life became simple and clear. And then I could just, oh, I don't have to figure anything out anymore. I don't have to strategize to get what I think I want. And if I don't get what I want, then that's fine too. I can still enjoy myself just as much as if I did get what I thought I wanted. And usually when I get what I want, that's a passing phenomenon anyway. It doesn't stay,
Mhm.
you know. The when you eat a chocolate bar, it feels really good for like 5 minutes and then it's gone.
Mhm.
And the next day you might not feel so good
Yeah.
because you ate all this sugar, right? It's kind of like that. Everything is fleeting, but I'm always here. I'm always the same. I'm always just this awareness. And so then it's fine. Whatever happens is fine. It's fine. Um, so this is the fundamental thing that is that is missing from
It's
this
not really
materialist.
missing. You're really throwing it completely out of the window.
No, I'm
The
not.
whole manifesting
No, I'm not.
idea.
I'm not.
But
No,
no,
no, I'm not. I'm not saying
that's what I
manifesting is
meant.
bad. No, manifest your to your heart's
Doesn't make
desire.
any to your heart's
Manifest
desire.
to your heart's desire. If you know who you are, then it doesn't matter. You can manifest great, expand and get whatever you want, you know. Go out and get billions of dollars and you know, go buy a yacht or whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. And great if you do that, but if you do it without knowing who you are, what you really are, then poor you, because you're going to suffer. Even if you get what you want, you're going to suffer because you won't enjoy it. You'll just be going for the next thing and the next thing, and you'll never be satisfied until you fill that hole. And the only way to fill that hole is to know what you truly are. So, you know, manifest until
How do you
until you
know?
figure out
How do you
it's
know?
not going to make you happy.
Okay, I agree with that. And it makes total sense. How do you know who you are?
It's just a knowing. It's just a knowing.
It comes one day. You wake up.
No, it's not one day. For me, it happened gradually over quite a long period of time, actually. And I'm not always there. I tune into it, you know,
Mhm.
but it's more and more automatic. It becomes more and more easy and automatic to tune into it. And I can do it anytime I want. Um, and it's just, it's just, you know it because it feels true. It's the truth. It's the absolute truth. And you know it because it feels right. It feels really good. The truth always feels good. It's the truth. And it's the lie doesn't feel so good. You know, like if you tell a lie afterward, you're like, you don't
Chocolate,
feel very good.
chocolate feels good before you eat it and before the next day.
It's true. It's true. It's
Gummy
a deep
bears also.
it's not a fleeting pleasure. There's a difference between
Yeah.
a fleeting pleasure and this fundamental core happiness, which is peaceful and stable and equanimous and never changes and is it's still, it's stillness. And if you tap into that, you know, and I know you have, you know what it is. And so, yeah, it's a matter of continuing to go there repeatedly, and you just keep going back to it. You don't try. So there's if you sit down for 6 hours, try to meditate for 6 hours, you'll probably fail miserably, as I have done. What happens is the mind tries to fabricate it. It's a contrived experience, trying to get to this state, but it's not a state. It's not something you can get to. It's just fundamental to what you are. So you can't get to it by striving, really.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing with the striving is, at first you find that striving is the only thing you can do. But then you learn that the striving doesn't really get you there. It's the letting go of the striving that gets you there. It's the releasing of the wanting to get there, which gets you there, ironically. And so,
Enjoying it, being aware that you're actually
yeah,
enjoying it instead of
enjoying it.
focusing on the
Yeah,
fact that you're that you're trying to achieve something. Yeah.
exactly. And and also it's letting go of resistance to what is. Fundamentally, we learn that we've been resisting the whole time, that we're constantly in resistance. And when we wake up slowly, we realize, oh, I'm resisting this, I'm resisting that, I'm resisting everything because of my beliefs, because how I've been trained to think, how I've been programmed.
Yeah.
And so then we can understand that, why am I resisting? Why do I believe that I need to resist anything? And why am I resisting what is? Because obviously it doesn't feel good. It's not pleasant to be in a state of resistance. What's pleasant is letting go and just floating down the river and just letting go of the rock, and just see where the current takes you.
In my meditations, for many times I realize that I'm bored. That's what is the base of what is happening. And I realize that, and then I think, why the hell am I bored? Like, this is what I do the whole day, is to think and have ideas and plan and do this and that and this and that. So why do I even feel like I have the right to feel bored when I'm actually just creating a space where I am just still and I'm just being myself? And this changed a lot. This very simple awareness and the practice. Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's great.
Mm.
I think boredom is also a kind of resistance.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, you're resisting, um, yourself, basically.
Hmm.
And I think it has to do with fear of letting go of the known into the unknown,
Yeah.
which is what you are. You can't, the mind doesn't really know, and it wants to hold on to knowing.
Hmm.
So then it gets bored. You know, it gets bored because it wants something to grasp onto.
Yeah.
And then,
Excitement.
yeah, excitement,
Yeah.
and wants to be entertained by something. So
It was really sad actually when I realized this. It was
yeah,
good because it helped me, in being
yeah,
more silent and more focused when in my practice. But at the same time, it was sad. Like I'm imposing this to myself. Like I'm feeling bored,
yeah, right,
and I should just be enjoying this time with myself. And
right,
I get
right,
bored with it.
yeah,
How silly is that?
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
right,
now then it was a bit of judging, but
yeah, yeah. Then there's judgment, and then that's ego creeping in to tell you that
and
you're doing
this,
something wrong.
yeah, exactly. And this, coming also to the awareness of what solitude is,
Uh
and
huh.
um, and how we have, a wrong perspective of what that is. It was also good for me to realize.
What's the wrong perspective of solitude?
There is this idea that solitude is isolation, detachment, non-connection, but it's okay. In English, you have two words. You have solitude and
Loneliness?
loneliness. Yeah. In Portuguese, we don't have that.
Oh,
Yeah.
what is it?
Solidão.
Oh, okay. So they mean the same.
We don't have really, so I mean, solitude we could say, but nobody uses that. I don't even think that exists in the dictionary.
So does it all mean loneliness?
Yeah.
Oh, so there is no solitude without loneliness in
Well,
Portuguese?
for sure there is that. It's just that they didn't create a concept that defines that. I think solitude in Portuguese could probably be, well, I cannot remember now a word, but it would not be similar or linked to loneliness. It would be something
Right,
else. It would
right,
not be
right,
a word that would.
right. But does that mean everyone in Portugal is lonely?
No, for sure. That doesn't mean that. I'm talking about words, not a country or
But if
people.
they didn't come up with a word for
You
solitude,
can say something about the culture, yes, but
maybe that's yeah,
yeah,
maybe that's in the culture. Where if you're
yeah,
alone, then you must be lonely.
yeah. Well, maybe I need to research a bit more
Hmm.
because I never heard or was aware of any word that means that, just you being with yourself
Yeah.
and this lack of need of being with anyone else,
Yeah.
just be enjoying being with yourself,
Yeah. Yeah.
which I
Right.
think is a great thing with,
Absolutely.
um,
Yeah.
which I'm only realizing now with 40, since I'm 45.
You're
No,
45?
I'm 46, but since I'm 45, that
Oh,
I've been realizing that.
okay.
Before, I was always a person of, family groups, always,
Right.
always very embedded in connections and interactions and being with people.
Mhm.
And I can also see it was not just life happening to me, it was me looking for what I thought I needed for many years.
Right. Right.
But yeah,
So how did you
exactly.
discover that solitude, that it's a good thing?
Well, first I started feeling it as an obvious absence in my life. And when I realized, and I could not put a finger on that for a long time. I just felt really frustrated every time I had to interact or answer or talk or and even with people I love, and then made me feel really bad all the time. But I could feel something in me that was really telling me, you're going against what you want to do too much. You're pushing yourself too much. And I had to really force myself to see what is this limit that I'm imposing in myself, because it's me, and I could feel it was me. What is this limit that I'm imposing in myself? And I realized, yeah, I don't want to have to interact. I don't want to have to answer. I want to be on my own. And then suddenly it was like, I just want to be on my own. I need to be on my own.
Yeah.
And I just started saying it many times and saying it, but not being able to do it because it was still very new to me.
Hmm. Right.
I mean, I come from a family, we were four, there was no peace at home. There was no, you have your own space. That's bullshit. Like that never happened in my house. Having my own space was to have loud music. That was the way to have my own space. I could not look for space anywhere else. And only recently I realized this is what I need, is to be on my own. And so I started going deeper onto this awareness and just realizing, yeah, I'm never on my own. All my life, I was never really on my own. And I'm not the type of person that gets home and turns the TV on just to feel, there's something there. I have friends that do that. I don't do that. I could really enjoy myself in moments, but I wasn't aware that that was so good, exactly also because I was on my own. And now I'm really looking for more and more times in my life where I can be on my own, because I understand how important it has been, this awareness. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also there was the fear of being alone, this meaning being alone, because when you start feeling really good in this solitude, you stop wanting to be so much with people. you stop saying so many times yes to invitation. You stop doing all these things, and this gives a certain level of disconnection, whether you want it or not, especially if you were a very socializing person.
For sure.
But yeah, so it creates confusion. It creates a bit of fear sometimes. Am I changing too much? Am I
Yeah.
going the wrong way?
Yeah.
Am I denying my essence?
Yeah.
Am I just numbing myself? All this that comes, which is normal. But there's obviously something deeper that tells you, no, this is where you should be,
Yeah.
because it's what makes you feel good. And
Right.
that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, and that's where having a good connection with your intuition comes in. The importance of
Mm-hmm.
having this connection to your higher self, or to yourself, period. It's not really higher, it's just what you are, you know. Um, Sometimes I say higher. I don't know why I say higher, because that's how I was taught. But it's really not.
It's called
Intuition is really just,
perception.
it's already there.
Yeah.
It's not up there, you know.
Yeah.
It's here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the deeper, or whatever. It's just what, uh
Maybe the more aware.
more aware. There you go.
More aware
More aware. Yeah.
is higher,
Yeah. Yeah, more
If you
aware.
want to visualize the idea, it is higher.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's another
maybe we
level.
need to conceptualize it, but
Yeah,
I don't want to. I just,
I know you don't.
because I have the I just have this direct connection with it, and it's
Yeah.
not conceptual. It's just there. It's just
Okay.
boom, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a really important, and it's been really important for me, um, to keep me connected, you know, or to disconnect from people or things or the world when I need to, and reassuring me that that's okay, you know, because I've also been around people quite a lot. Although I've always been kind of solitary, even though I'm very social. I've always made time for myself, and um, I kind of known the importance of solitude ever since I was a kid.
Okay.
So maybe I'm fortunate in that regard, but it seems like I've always just found time for myself, just to recharge and um, connect, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But that is a really important thing, and a lot of people don't get that, and they don't have a connection with their intuition,
Mm-hmm.
and when that happens, then you just get thrown about through life. You just get tossed around because you don't have that inner compass,
It
that
drains you.
still
It drains you.
stability. Yeah, right. It's very draining. Yeah. So, and then we latch on to things like other people, or a job, or, occupying ourselves with doing things, and in order to find stability.
Yeah.
But the stability, then once those things change, because they're always changing,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to change. And then when they change, oh, what do I do now? Maybe I'll pick up a drinking habit or whatever, because that'll help me deal with not having the stability once it left me, or a drug habit, or I need to go dating or whatever. Like, maybe that'll help me feel more stable.
Yeah.
So when the rug gets pulled out from under us, um, then we need something to hold on to, and so that's the reaction a lot of people have. But if they're fortunate to know that their intuition is all they really need, and they can connect with that whenever they want, then it solves a lot of problems.
Yeah, but
About
this knowing, it can happen one day and the next day it doesn't. And
Yeah,
that this is good for you one day, and then next day you forget about it and then you don't.
Well, you
And
can
it's
forget
not.
about it, but
Yeah,
it's always going to come back because
yeah,
it's
it will
always
always
there.
come back. Yes.
It's always this. It's always kind of lurking in the background,
Mm,
because awareness is what we are. Our intuition is what we fundamentally are, and so it's always there. It's just that when our minds are occupied with other things, we don't see it. We don't see the clear blue sky when it's covered in fog and clouds
mm,
and chemtrails. Just had to say that. Um, yeah, it's like the yeah, we don't see it, but then suddenly when something happens, like someone dies or something, and it's like, oh my god, like then suddenly it's like you just get forced down,
mm,
and then you let go of all the things that are occupying you, and you start to question your existence, and then suddenly it's there again.
yeah.
This awareness that you are,
Mhm.
suddenly you let go of the things that you thought were important but aren't so important, and then it comes back, and it always comes back.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll always there's always space between the clouds,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. It does come back, but also it's not us. It's not an easy process because you're also changing a lot. The more you are aware of that,
Hmm.
of how important solitude it is, and how when you start
Yeah,
connecting with this part of you,
yeah,
you start changing a
yeah,
lot, and people see you're changing, and people that um, saw you in a certain way, they stop seeing you in the same way.
right,
It's so you start having a ripple of in all your interactions
yeah, hmm,
with yourself, but also with the others, and that can also come to a point of pushing you into isolation.
right,
It can
right,
happen. This I'm not saying it will, because
yeah,
you're not always in this um sure that this is the best. Okay, sometimes you connect with your intuition and you center yourself again, but sometimes you're not like that.
yeah, right,
At least to me it happens.
yeah,
I wake up one
sure,
day and I feel really connected, and I
yeah,
wake up another and I
yeah,
what was yesterday, I have no idea
yeah,
how did
yeah,
that happen.
right,
Felt good, but
yeah, yeah, right, but
but this is to say about change. This it actually changes you, and it puts you in a more it makes you want more the solitude, but it also pushes you into a different way of being that has effect in your relationships. And
are you talking about yourself?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
I feel this. For example, I feel that the more I am with myself, or I connect with myself, and I'm in my solitude moments. It's a bit weird to say it like that. I've been changing. When I'm with people, I feel different, and I observe myself because I'm observing myself more and more and more. So I can see that, oh, Barbara used to just have an opinion about this. Oh, I would normally just put a joke here for sure. Or I would just do this, and I see these differences, and it's not happening, but I also see that people expect that to happen.
Right.
And so yeah, you start having the stamp of, oh, you're different, you're changed, and all that stuff, which can bring also feelings of isolation and loneliness, although the process is more important and deeper than that, which is
Right.
about solitude,
Right.
but still has this impact
Mm.
in your life. That's
Yeah.
how I experience it. And I'm still in the process because, I'm not like you that since a kid I've been
Yeah.
aware of the importance of this space in me or
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
my life.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And everything is very new. So I'm observing the whole thing. And everything has been so fast, like too fast sometimes.
What's been too fast?
The whole changing experience, or
Waking up.
yeah, I don't know, maybe you can call it that. But you don't like to use that word, so
I
I'll
don't.
use it. Do you? I thought you didn't.
Waking up. No, I like it. I no, no.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
like it's the path that I don't
Yeah,
like.
waking up is great, and it's uh, fucking hard also.
It's fucking hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. Yeah. I know what you mean. Yep. it's hard. Yeah, it's hard because we're all conditioned, and letting go of our programming is not easy.
Yeah.
And what we've been doing for uh, perhaps a very, very long time, and then changing that, um, yeah, it can be very difficult. It was for me. It was difficult for sure. And yeah, but I don't, you know, my wish is that it doesn't have to be for other people, and
Correct.
that this way of presenting awakening can affect how people go about it, and how people wake up, and the immediacy of that, and helping people get to experience the instantaneous or immediacy of helping people to just experience it right now, in the moment, and to get to have that experience, that it's simple, I guess.
Mm.
I think that that is super important for
Yeah.
me anyway, is to spread that idea that it's not, it
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
have to be
Yeah. That is not
such a struggle.
inachievable,
It's
and
not unachievable.
like what they did in religions and
Exactly.
so many systems.
Exactly.
Yes,
So many
I totally
systems
agree, and this is
created
why
by
I'm
humans.
happy to
Yeah.
be learning with you.
Yeah. Great. Um, yeah, they're all there's so much power play, and twisting of teachings to make people believe that they have to struggle and strive, and that they're fundamentally flawed, when it's just not true. It's not true at all.
Mm.
And I think the sooner we understand that we are not fundamentally flawed, that we're fundamentally pure and good and perfect as we are, the sooner we can hear that and understand that, the faster we can come to wake up, and to realize what we are, and who we are, and let go of the things that are holding us back. So, yeah, I think that, yeah, anyway, if I had to do it over again, or yeah, if I had to do it over again, I would have, I would have just gone with this one teaching,
Yeah.
this one way, and not gone
Yeah.
through
It
all
would
the
have
other
been
stuff.
great to learn this before, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, some people are just they're really lucky, or they've created that fortune for themselves. They've, or that's just where they're at, and they just they discover it at a young age, and it just boom. It's like,
Before all the conditioning, it must be so cool.
yeah, or maybe they're already evolved, like they came into this life
Yeah.
already evolved to that point, and then they're just kind of rediscovering it. It's just like, oh yeah, that's what I'm doing, and then boom, it's there, and they have that awakening experience.
It's one
Um,
of the best feelings I've been having lately is to be able to find ways to teach this to my daughter and realizing that she gets it.
hmm
Of course, I don't over intellectualize it when I'm
Yeah,
talking with her, but
yeah,
she gets it. She
uh-huh,
gets what I'm saying.
right, right,
She and it makes me really feel happy to know that at least I'll be able to give her these tools
yeah, right,
soon, you know.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's something really good about, when other people get it. It's just like, oh yeah, okay,
Mm.
you know. It makes the solitude a little better. Makes It's like, yeah, there's something that heard someone say the other day. Oh, yeah. Someone said, it's not as fun when the other person doesn't get it. That they're
Mhm.
not at that level, you know. It's just not
Mhm.
as fun. And I would agree with that. It's much more fun if the other person is at least in a similar way, you know, um, or having a similar experience that you are, you know. And so that's part of the solitude thing, I think. It's
Mhm.
just like relatability. The relatability goes away to other people. So I don't think it's good or bad. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
And the relatability goes away, and then, but suddenly you find someone like Barbara who gets it. You know, like, oh my God, like, thank God, someone else is out there. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, it's just more fun that way. Yeah. All right. So we could end it here. Are we talking about something else? Do you have anything else you want to talk about today?
Can we end it here?
Yeah, let's end it
Yeah.
here.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, I
Okay.
prefer.
Yeah. Okay.
It will be nice to talk about the spiritual bypassing.
Oh, yeah. Next time.
Yeah,
Yeah. We'll talk
but
about it next
but
time.
not today. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for coming on,
Thank
and
you.
I hope to see you soon
Yeah,
again.
we will for
Okay.
sure.
All right. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.